Welcome back, everybody. Today we're doing a deep dive into Dr. Heike Franz's approach to nutrition and wellness, specifically for women over 50 who are navigating menopause. Our source material is Dr. Franz's sales presentation for her online course. And while it definitely has, that salesy angle, it's also packed with insightful tips and strategies that you might find really valuable. One of the things that really caught my eye is how Dr. Franz weaves her own personal experiences into her work. She's really open about her past struggles with anorexia and how that kind of sparked a fascination with how menopause impacts weight. There's even this playful queen metaphor she uses, encouraging women to embrace this stage of life and rewrite the narrative around aging.
Yeah, it is fascinating how she connects those personal experiences to the common challenges that women face during this time.
Mm.
You're dealing with weight fluctuations, maybe feeling less confident about your body, and shoveling a whole host of other life changes like kids leaving home, aging parents, you name it. It's no wonder stress levels tend to skyrocket, and traditional diets often fall short.
That's such a good point. You're already juggling so much. Who needs the added pressure of some restrictive diet that ultimately leaves you feeling defeated? Dr. Franz actually shares some pretty relatable quotes from our clients in the presentation talking about that cycle of trying, failing, and feeling like they're doing something wrong.
Exactly. And that's where her approach really diverges from the typical diet plan. Instead of rigid rules and restrictions, she focuses on understanding your individual needs and empowering you to make informed choices. Think of it like that saying, give a person a fish, you feed them for a day. Teach a person to fish, you feed them for a lifetime.
So it's more about building a sustainable lifestyle than following a temporary fix.
Absolutely. It's about understanding how your hormones are shifting during menopause, how your body composition naturally changes, and how to incorporate healthy habits that truly work for you. She emphasizes stress management, getting enough sleep, and incorporating moderate exercise as key pieces of the puzzle.
Okay, so it's not just about the food on your plate, it's about addressing the bigger picture of well being.
Right. Precisely.
Mhm.
And one of the things that makes Dr. Francis' approach so unique is her emphasis on tuning into your body's signals. She teaches women to pay attention to their hunger cues, recognize cravings for what they are, and even honor their preferences for different types of foods. It's about developing a deeper connection with your body and making choices that feel good, both physically and mentally.
That makes so much sense. But how does she actually teach women to do that? I mean, it sounds great in theory, but in our busy lives, it's easy to just grab whatever's convenient or succumb to those cravings without thinking. Does she have specific techniques or strategies for this body listening?
She does.
Yeah.
One simple but powerful technique she uses is having you rate your hunger on a scale of 1 to 10 before you eat anything. If you're not at least at a 6, she suggests waiting a bit longer. This helps you distinguish between genuine physical hunger and emotional eating, or just eating out of habit.
That's a really practical tip. It's like hitting the pause button and becoming more mindful about why you're reaching for food in the first place.
Exactly. And to give you a more concrete understanding of your body's needs, Dr. France also guides you through calculating your BMR, your basal metabolic rate.
Okay, I've heard of BMR before, but honestly, I get a little lost with all the technical terms. Could you break that down for us? Why is knowing your BMR important?
Of course. Your BMR is essentially the number of calories your body burns at rest, just to keep all your vital functions going. It's like your body's baseline energy expenditure. Knowing this number helps you understand how many calories you need to consume to maintain, lose, or gain weight based on your individual goals and activity level.
So it's kind of like figuring out your body's personal energy budget.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And this is where it gets even more interesting. Dr. Franz takes it a step further and teaches you how to calculate your AMR, which is your active metabolic rate. This takes into account your daily activity level, whether you're mostly sedentary, moderately active, or very active, and gives you a more precise estimate of your overall calorie needs.
That makes so much sense. It's like personalized calorie guidance that factors in your unique lifestyle and what your body needs to thrive.
Right. And this is just the foundation of her approach. Dr. Franz also dives into the importance of macronutrient balance, especially during menopause. She stresses that getting enough protein is crucial to help you maintain muscle mass and feel your best. In fact, she suggests aiming for at least 30 grams of protein per meal.
Wow, 30 grams per meal. That's definitely more protein than I usually eat. What are some examples of how you could easily incorporate that much protein?
She suggests things like including a palm-sized portion of protein with each meal, whether it's lean meats, fish, eggs, beans, lentils, or tofu. She also recommends incorporating protein-rich snacks throughout the day, like Greek yogurt nuts or a protein shake to help keep you satisfied and prevent those energy dips.
Those are great tips. It's amazing how much practical advice she packs into her program. And it's not just about protein, right? She also talks about balancing carbs and fats.
Absolutely. Dr. France emphasizes the importance of choosing the right types of carbs and fats. For carbs, she recommends focusing on complex carbohydrates like whole grains, fruits, and vegetables, which provide sustained energy and fiber. And when it comes to fats, she's a big advocate for healthy fats, like those found in avocados, olive oil nuts, and fatty fish.
Okay, so quality over quantity when it comes to carbs and fats. That's a really helpful takeaway. One thing I've always struggled with is those intense cravings and those frustrating spikes and dips in energy that seem to come with menopause. Is that something Dr. Franz addresses in her program?
Absolutely. One of the key strategies she focuses on is stabilizing your blood sugar levels and insulin. This helps minimize those intense cravings and prevent those energy roller coasters that can lead to weight gain. It's all about making food choices that support stable blood sugar throughout the day.
That's fascinating. It's like she's giving you the tools to take control of your metabolism and break free from those cravings that can feel so overwhelming. So what are some of the specific strategies she recommends for stabilizing blood sugar?
One of her key tips is to combine protein, healthy fats, and fiber with every meal and snack. This helps slow down the digestion of carbohydrates, preventing those rapid spikes and crashes in blood sugar.
So instead of grabbing that sugary snack for a quick energy boost, you might reach for a handful of almonds with a piece of fruit.
Exactly. That combination of protein, healthy fats, and fiber from the fruit will provide sustained energy and help keep your blood sugar stable.
That's a game changer. It's like she's giving you the knowledge and the tools to make choices that support your overall well-being.
And she's also big on busting myths, especially when it comes to the negative impact of crash diets during menopause. She wants to help women break free from those restrictive, unsustainable patterns that can ultimately backfire and make you feel worse in the long run.
It sounds like she's offering a truly holistic approach to health and wellness that goes beyond just counting calories or following a rigid meal plan. It's about understanding your body, making informed choices, and creating a lifestyle that nourishes you both physically and emotionally.
You've got it. And speaking of nourishing both physically and emotionally, Dr. Franz also weaves in a lot of humor and lightheartedness into her program. She wants to make the journey enjoyable and empowering, not another source of stress.
That's so important. That actually reminds me of the queen metaphor we talked about earlier. I love how she encourages women to embrace this stage of life with confidence and grace.
Yes, and it's not just a metaphor. She truly walks the talk and embodies that queen energy in her own life. She even shares a funny anecdote about one of her clients who jokingly said she lost 100 kilograms in a year, which turned out to be her 85-kilogram husband through a divorce. It shows that she doesn't take herself too seriously and can find humor even in challenging situations.
That's awesome. It sounds like she creates a really supportive and positive environment for women to learn and grow. Speaking of supportive environments, did you know that Dr. France is a self-proclaimed dog lady? Her Great Dane might even make some cameos in the course material.
I did see that. It's a fun little detail that adds a personal touch to the program. It makes it feel less clinical and more approachable.
Definitely. Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here, but I'm curious to dig deeper into some of the specific tools and techniques Dr. France provides in her course. For example, she mentioned something about understanding body composition changes during menopause.
That's a great point. We've talked about calculating your BMR and AMR, understanding macronutrients, and stabilizing blood sugar. But understanding how your body composition naturally changes during menopause is also crucial.
You mean like how our bodies tend to store fat differently as we age?
Exactly. Dr. France explains that as estrogen levels decline during menopause, our bodies often start storing more fat around our abdomen, even if our weight stays the same. This is a natural physiological shift, and it's important to understand that it's not a personal failing or something to be ashamed of.
So it's not just about the number on the scale. It's about understanding how our bodies are changing and adapting to this new hormonal landscape.
Absolutely. Dr. Franz explains that this shift in fat distribution is partly due to hormonal changes and partly due to the natural aging process. Our metabolism naturally slows down as we age, and we also tend to lose muscle mass, which further impacts how our bodies burn calories.
That's really helpful information. It takes the pressure off and allows you to approach these changes with more understanding and self-compassion. But if we're naturally losing muscle mass and gaining fat around our midsection, how can we counteract these changes? Does Dr. Franz offer any strategies for maintaining a healthy body composition during menopause?
She does. She emphasizes that while we can't completely stop the aging process, we can definitely take steps to slow it down and maintain a healthy body composition. One of her key recommendations, as we mentioned earlier, is strength training.
Okay, strength training makes sense. But how does strength training actually help with body composition during menopause?
Strength training helps you build and maintain lean muscle mass, which is crucial for boosting your metabolism and burning more calories at rest. It also helps improve insulin sensitivity, which is key for regulating blood sugar levels and preventing weight gain. Plus, it helps strengthen your bones, which can become more brittle during menopause due to hormonal changes.
Wow, so many benefits. It sounds like strength training is a must for women navigating menopause. But what if you've never done strength training before? Does Dr. Friends offer guidance on how to get started?
She does. She provides demonstrations and step-by-step instructions for a variety of strength training exercises that you can do at home or at the gym using either body weight or weights. She also emphasizes the importance of proper form and technique to prevent injuries.
That's fantastic. It sounds like she really breaks it down and makes it accessible for women of all fitness levels. Okay, so we've talked about strength training, but are there any other strategies she recommends for managing body composition during menopause?
Yes. In addition to strength training, she also emphasizes the importance of getting enough protein, as we mentioned earlier. Protein is crucial for building and maintaining muscle mass, which, as we discussed, is essential for a healthy metabolism. She also recommends incorporating regular cardiovascular exercise, such as brisk walking, swimming, or dancing, to help you burn calories and improve your cardiovascular health.
So it's a combination of strength training, cardiovascular exercise, and a balanced diet that includes plenty of protein. That sounds like a winning formula. But knowing what to do is one thing, actually sticking with it is another. Does Dr. Franz address the challenge of staying motivated and consistent with these lifestyle changes?
She does. She understands that making these changes can feel overwhelming, especially when you're already juggling so much. So she provides a lot of practical tips and support for staying motivated. One of her key recommendations is setting realistic goals and focusing on making small, sustainable changes over time rather than trying to overhaul your entire lifestyle overnight.
That's great advice.